Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the first day on the funded account. After passing the evaluation yesterday, now we're in the funded account. Now where it's actually, this is where things actually matter now. Taking good trades, trading properly, right? Not being stupid, not being a dumbass, right? This is where a lot of people start falling apart after they pass their evaluation. They get to the funded stage and they start hesitating on setups and taking stupid trades because now they can make money, so they start like to take stupid trades, and and then pretty much you blow the account in the first week of you having the account, right? We don't want to do that. We want to actually trade properly, and today we took this absolute banger first day on the funded. As you can see, let me open up the P&L for today. So we made $568 on the funded account, and we're up pretty much 568. That was the first trade on the funded account, so we're up $568 now. The trade. Let's get let me show you the actual trade real quick. So this wasn't the actual. So overall, my actual trade entry was right over here. So I took this trade right over here, and I closed it. Was that like around over here? So that was my actual trade, okay? But let me show you exactly what happened. So pretty much, I wanted to see this 5-minute unfilled for value gap get hit, right? Get filled, and obviously it did. Now, we had this 10 a.m., okay? So pretty much my original thought, I wanted to take this trade pretty much right over here. So I actually wanted to top dick this shit, and I would have top dick this shit, like stop around like 250 point, 12.5 point, and then I would have top tick this shit, right? For almost a $2,000 day on the funding account. Like this was the original trade idea, right? Like I wanted to top tick that shit, and I almost actually did. Like I was about to press the button, but I said, "All right, wait, let me wait for more confirmation." Why? Because we were so bullish. Look at this. So like throughout the whole AM session, all right, let me show you. It was right over here. Look how bullish we are. All right. So the original bias, the original like draw on liquidity was like kind of unknown for me because we were bouncing in between PD rates. We had an hourly fair value gap. Originally we had this hourly bearish fair value gap, which we just tapped into. But overall, we're rejecting, as you can see, we're rejecting this 4-hour fair value gap right over here. And obviously yesterday we hit that daily fair value gap right over here. So I'm like, in my eyes, I'm like, okay, I don't know 100% like what we're gonna do right now. Like, I don't know where we want to go, right? I need to react to what the market is telling me. So in my eyes, when we start like so market open, New York session doesn't even have the AM session doesn't even have like a bottom wick. We literally just started ripping up when market opened. So obviously we took London highs, these equal highs, tapped a bearish 4 hour. So as you can see, we literally tapped this bearish 4 hour for value gap, but we did not even like we didn't even have the smallest reactions from it, which just kept going higher and higher and higher. Right. So in my eyes, I'm only looking for a short retracement. Like if I'm taking shorts, because for longs in my eyes were not like I couldn't take any longs. For me, there was no long entry. So for me to take a trade, it was only about taking shorts. So what ended up happening is, let me show you real quick. So we put in an SMT. So as you can see, ES had all this low resistance liquidity over here, this buy side liquidity over here, right? And yeah, pretty much ES ended up running this buy side, which Nasdaq didn't. So we had an SMT. And then in my eyes, perfect. Now we can start looking for reversal shorts, but nothing like too crazy. I'm not gonna aim for 1 billion points. I'm only gonna aim for a short retracement towards like an unfilled 5 or 15 minutes, right? A mechanical model, a mech model. Okay. If anyone here knows Blake, PB Blake, that's his mech model, kinda. So this is kind of like a Blake mix model and Powell's like top taking model, if you want to call it like that. So pretty much after we put in the SMT, we started like having a small move lower and then a move higher. And then we tapped perfectly the 10 a.m. open price. All right, this is where the 10 a.m. open 4 hour candle opened, and you'll see a lot of the times it opens, it manipulates in a certain direction, comes back to retest to top that opening price, and then keep going. So I wanted to take the entry from here, like I wanted to take the entry over there, but I wanted let me like, but then I said, okay, because we've been so bullish the whole day, let me wait for an extra confluence, like confluence. And I'm an IVG trader, right? I trade IVGs, so I need an IVG to enter the trade. So I waited for the 30-second version right over here. We got it. I entered, bang. All right. So I entered the trade right over here. Stop was 12.5 points. And I was aiming for 122R right over here. Why is it fucking right over here? All right. So this was my original trade idea, right? But what ended up happening is that I was already up. Like we were super close. Like look at this. We were super, super, super close to the 5 minute. Like super, super, super close to the 5 minute. So I was like, all right, I'm choking this trade because I was up 800, $900, not 900, but I was up like 700, $800, something like that on the trade. And I said, all right, if we retrace now all the way to my break even without hitting that 5 minute for value gap, I'll be so pissed because what, like I'm already floating almost almost 2R. I'm floating almost 2R. Why would I let this trade run back like to my break even? So I started choking this trade, right? So my entry was like right over here actually. Uh 54 that was. Yeah. So that was my entry over here. The fill wasn't the best. All right over here. And then it was right over here for a 122. A 122. So I was risking two minis. I actually entered this trade with two minis to make $1,000, right? To make $1,000 in just a little move. So yeah. Once we got like around here, I started choking the trade aggressively. Obviously, I moved my stop loss to break even once we took this internal low. And then when I saw that we started like hesitating here, we're not just tapping the 5 minute, what I ended up doing is just choking the trade. And I put my stop loss in like profit in like $570 profit. And it ended up stopping me out in profit for 1-to-1 R. And then it ran to the 5 minute unfilled for value gap. So overall, like I can't complain. We made 1R today. First trade on the funded account. It's super, super crucial to like hit it on a good note, get your confidence going. You know, the account is up, the account is green. You're feeling good, you're feeling confident. You have motivation to keep, to keep your rules and stay disciplined. So the first trade is on the funded account is like super important that you take a good trade, and regardless if it hits or loses, at the end of the day, it's one trade. You can't like judge a whole trade. Like you can't judge a trader based on one trade, but it's super important that you take a good trade and it hits. Okay. Obviously, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky, but today, banger of a trade. And I got lucky, obviously, because market like statistics were on my side today. Um, so we smashed this take profit. And yeah, we made $568. I did choke out the trade and ended up getting stopped in profit before running to my full TP. But overall, I can't complain. $568 is better than break even or stop loss. So I definitely cannot complain. If I was a little bit more, I'd say not cautious. Like if I was a little bit more calm, I guess, then I could have like just let the trade run to full TP because that was a very, very obvious, that was a very, very obvious 5 minute unfilled. Like it was obvious. It was very obvious that it will get hit. So I could have been a little bit more calm and let the trade just run, but because it was the first trade on the funded, I wanted to like secure profits, start it on the right way. So we were up 1R, which is very good. Can't complain. We're about starting, we're starting to build the buffer. We need 2.1K buffer on these Tradeify select accounts in order to start withdrawing money. So everything above 2.1K, we can start withdrawing the money. And that is pretty much it. So, yeah, this was today's trade. Beautiful starts to the funded. Beautiful start to the funded. Beautiful trade as well. Could have maximized profits, but that's you journal, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So you will learn for next time, and that is pretty much it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys join along the way. And you can literally, like, the whole point of this series is for you guys to see that I took, like, as long as you have the skill of trading, all right, as long as you have the skill of trading, you can take a fresh 50K evaluation account. That account cost me $100, right? $100. You put in $100 into the market, and like one payout potentially is like 10 times that amount, right? You can 10x your investment on these specific accounts, right? You can, get different type of accounts for cheaper, for a little bit more, whatever, and make more money, less. It doesn't matter. The point is that as long as you have the skill of trading and you know what you're doing, this series is to show you guys that I took $100, I put it into a 50K evaluation, I passed it from completely fresh, showed you every single trade, passing it from completely fresh 50K eval all the way to passing the evaluation and then taking trades, like trading properly and then getting payouts, right? And I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying I'm doing this to show you guys that it's possible, and it's, as long as you have the skill, that's all that matters. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you had a green day as well. Leave me, drop it in the comments if you guys took anything today. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace out, boys.